Hello everyone, this is Pam, Rose City Stitcher, coming to you with Flosstube 34. This is going to be my July update and August plans. Hope everybody had a good July. It's pretty warm here in Texas, so you're going to hear the air conditioner going in the background because it's a pretty warm day today, so I apologize for that noise. So, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. So I'll go ahead and jump right in. Together I worked on 12 projects this month. I started 3 new ones and only had 1 finish, but I spent a lot of time on some of the larger projects, so I made a lot of progress on those, so that was why there only ended up being 1 finish. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my 1 finish. This is Christmas Birdhouse by Country Cottage Needleworks. So there's my finish on that. This was just done on the tea-dyed Charles Craft 28 count Lugana. I bought the little wreath button that goes with that. I thought that turned out really cute. So that was my only finish. Just a little one for Christmas in July. So let's go ahead and I'll show you my starts. I have three new starts. So my first new start was Prairie Schoolers, Who's There? And not much of a start. Let's see, I guess it's, yeah, it's that right there. Started in the corner. This is just done on an ivory 14 count. I'm using 3 strands of the 3371. I know it looks like black, but it's the 3371. So that was one of my starts. And then I started another Prairie Schooler. And that was All Hallows Eve. I'm doing this on a 16 count. That was a Moe's sale. So there's my start on that. I got the bird done. Again, starting in the top corner. So started 2 new Halloween projects. And then I started a Christmas one. And that was the Farmhouse Christmas, Little Red Barn. And this is also done on just that Charles Craft tea-dyed. And there's a little bit of a start on that one. So those were my 3 starts. So that brings me to all of the whips that I worked on. First off, I started off doing the Heaven and Earth Day Challenge, Designs Challenge, but I kind of got off track with that pretty fast after a week. So I stopped doing that, but I'm really happy with the progress that I made. So I only have 2 Heaven and Earth designs right now. The one that I was working on was this one for my son, Minnie the Shaman. So I was going to kind of show you how I kind of set up my project. I just have one of these boxes, and then I just cut out, you know, the sheet that has the symbols and everything, and I just have that on the inside, and then all my threads are right there in number order, so that way I can just look at this and they're right there. So if anybody was wondering on a way to do their Heaven and Earth design, that's the way I do mine. So I just have that box. So, and made lots of progress on this. I believe I have this on, I don't know, I think it's a 16 count. So let me show you my progress. It's like, I got what I worked on, I had gotten down to the knife, so I did all of that, all below the knife. So it's a pretty good bit of progress that I made on that. So it's starting to look pretty good. I'm going to try to start pulling this one out. I hadn't pulled this one out in probably a year. So I'm going to start trying to pull this one out, you know, every month and just do a few blocks each month so I can kind of make some progress on that one. So this one, like I said, I spent 7 days on that one. The other one that I worked on was my Miss OLeary's Dairy Farm by Little House Needleworks. And I spent a total of, let's see, 3 days on this one. I actually would have continued working on this more and actually worked towards a finish, but I ran out of the white. After I did the house, I ran out of the white, so that was bamboo, so I had to wait to order some more, so I ended up starting on something else. But when you last saw it, all I had done was the tree and the fence. So in July, I did the whole house and all of this down here and started the little cow. So a lot of progress on that one. Like I said, you're going to see that the ones that I've worked on, I really did get a pretty good bit done on them. I worked on my Candy Cane Santa. 3 days on this one. There that one is. And I kind of surpassed my goal on this one also. So there's where I am on that. Before, you had just kind of seen this with the sled. So I finished all of this here, and I finished, I did all of this bottom part of his suit. So a whole lot done on that. So I'm going to continue working on this one also to get that one finished. Because this is also an old one. This one's I started in 2016, so it's time to get that one done. And like I said, I spent 3 days on that one. And then I worked on Joan Elliott's Snow Fairy, because of course it was Joan Elliott July. So I did work on several of my Joan Elliott designs. So that's what she looks like finished. And like I said, she's got a lot done also. But she's done on a 16 count white. So I got a lot done on her also. Oops. Let's see what I did on her. I did all of this. I didn't have any of the top part of her dress, so I finished that. And I filled in this here. So a pretty good bit done on her too. So she's getting close also. You can see a lot of these. If I had a good week or two on them, I could probably get them just about finished up. Okay, and so I worked on her for 4 days. I did 4 days on her. And then one of my Halloween pieces, Spell Store. This one I have to kind of fold. This one, that's Primitive Hair. I don't remember what this fabric is called. It's a 28 count. So again, I got a lot done on this one also. Last time you saw it, I had just started down the shelf. So I did the oval of the shelf and did the little bottles in the books. So a little bit more done on that. And that I think was just those 2 days. I spent 2 days on this one. I think what I was doing the Witchy Wednesday. And usually what I would do that Wednesday, and then I would do it again that next morning and work on it a little bit before I changed to something else. And then I spent just a very little bit of time on Family Blessings. I was trying to get my mojo back on this one. So I did this one of the Fall Fridays, because this is really the only fall piece I have. I don't know why I can't get into this piece, but I can't. I just struggle with this one so much. But I did a little bit of that pumpkin. So, like I said, every stitch counts, right? So I'll pull this out and just do a little bit on it every Friday, maybe. I'll eventually get it done, because I really do like the piece. I don't know what my problem is with it. So, that, like I said, that just had that one day. And then I worked on Solo Tua by Nora Corbett. Wanted to get a little bit more done on this. This one, when I started it, I didn't get very far, so I wanted her to just have a little bit more progress on her. And she's being done on Crystal Flapper, 28 count Lugana. And I actually got a pretty good little bit done on her. So there she is. Did a little bit more of the lighter color. This one I need to spend some time. My goal was to make sure every piece I had, I know exactly which way it was oriented and what was what on it. Because if I don't have enough to even do that, that's kind of crazy. I need to at least get that far on the piece. So that's kind of my goal for pieces now. Okay, so that just had one day. And then another Joan Elliott, Medieval Maiden. I spent 2 days on her and made good progress on her, though. She's looking so good. This is one I wouldn't mind just working on until I finish her, because I just love the colors. So there she is. I did all of the blue. That blue coming down there. That's what I did, all the blue and that purple. She's coming along. Oh, and she's being done on a Picture This Plus, let's see, Heritage. And worked on another Joan Elliott. Let's say it was Joan Elliott July, and I have plenty of them, so finally picked this one back up. This was one that I hadn't got very far. In fact, I kind of freaked out with this one a little bit. I thought I had it oriented wrong because I couldn't figure out which way it went. Had to get my son to kind of help me look at it and figure out that no, it wasn't wrong. I just couldn't figure out the right way to turn it. So I worked on this a lot. So I would be sure to know. Let's see, I did 3 days on it, but I made enough progress to where now I know which way it goes. So, yeah. So let me show you what I got done on it. So I got a lot more done. Like I said before, all I had done was just like this little bit right in here. But now you can kind of see the outline. This is where the wolf is going to be. So got a lot more done. And this is being done on the pole stitches called for fabric. I think it's called Fantasy, 28 count. I really like this fabric. So, anxious to pick her back up. This one's, so once I got going on this one, this is another one I didn't really want to put away. I was enjoying it. And then for 4th of July, I just did one day with my One Nation by Bygone Stitches. For the one day, I actually made pretty decent progress on it. So there it is. If you remember last time, I had done 8 of those, and I wanted to get farther, so I got more of those done. And then once I felt comfortable that I didn't make any mistakes, I started across and had done a little bit more of those. So this here is just about the end. And then the red will be starting pretty soon. So I really like this piece. Even though it's huge, it's on 28 count. So I worked on that one. Then the next one, I spent 4 days on 4 Freedoms by Little House Needleworks. I really enjoy this one. threads hanging. So got all that. When you last saw it, all I had really done was some of this. So I did the whole basket, the birds, and the words. I changed the words. The words were done in kind of a brown, but to make it more patriotic, I used blue, and it was Victoria Motto's, oh, where did it, I thought I wrote it down, Honor Flag Blue, which I thought was fitting. So, and then the ones on the top, the ones here, I'm going to pick a red and do those in a red. So just to make it look a little bit more patriotic. So, and this one's being done on Oaken. I picture this plus. And I spent, let's see, how many days did I worked 4 days on that one. Okay, and then I worked on, this is the last one, Halloween night. This is one I did on, also on the Witchy Wednesday. I like this one a lot. This one's going really fast. This is being done on 16 count tumbleweed. And see, I'm on progress. When you last saw it, I'd only got down to the dancing rats. So I did growing pumpkins and witches' bats, hazy moonlight, ghost in flight, and I did my ghosts. So more progress made there. Like I said, a few more Witchy Wednesdays, and this one will be finished. But I'm anxious to get down to the bottom with the pumpkins. Get the pumpkin there. All right. So that's all of my work that I did. Okay, so that brings me to my plans. Okay, before I do my plans, I did want to show you something that I came up with, and everybody's always wanting to know how to store your floss. I have my floss in the photo boxes using the sandwich bags with an index card. But then when I was at Michael's, I found these boxes. They're not quite as big. They're a little bit longer this way, but they're shorter this way. And they fit just right in these bags. So I just cut down the index card that I had, cut it down a bit so it would fit. And I don't know if you can see, I don't want them to fall out, but there you kind of see that they just lay in there really nicely. I did put some contact paper down at the bottom to keep them from moving around, but I really like this. It doesn't take up as much space in my closet, and because it's longer, it holds more this way, because this way, you know, you could only fit one long ways, but it holds a lot more. So if anybody had any ideas, this is what I'm going to go with. And like I said, these come at Michael's. They were $10.99, but they were 40% off. So, and I get a teacher discount also. So anyway, if you want any more information on those, you can comment below. I'll give you more information on those. But I'm going to get some more of these. I bought just one so I could see if it worked. It did, so I'm going to go back and get some more of those. So now my plans. I've got one new start for sure planned, and that's going to be on August 10th for World Cross Stitch Day. And I'm going to start, I was trying to decide what to start. I wanted to start like a really special one for that day. I was going through all my stuff, and then I remembered that I had this one, Cross Stitch Nation, so I thought, well, that'll fit perfect. That's a good one to start for World cross stitch day. So that's what I'm going to do. And I just picked the Victorian motto threads is what I'm going to use for it, because I mean the colors don't really matter. So I just picked those. I haven't picked much fabric yet, but it'll just kind of be a neutral fabric probably. Just whatever fabric I find that I like that goes with these. So that's what I'm going to start on the 10th. And I don't know what else I'm going to start. I'll probably start something else, but that's my only planned start. The other thing I plan on doing, Stitch Manias, their kind of theme of the month is the elements. So, of course, I have Fire Goddess, which fire is one of the elements. So I'm going to spend some time on her, because, you know, I always want to work on a Joan Elliott every month, and this gives me an excuse to work on this particular one. So, of course, there she is. I've seen her before. I didn't work on her this month, so I'd worked on her in June. But that's where she was. So I'm going to spend at least 3 days on her. That's kind of my plan. All my projects, I'm going to start spending at least 3 days, the ones that I work on. I'd really like to spend a whole week. But if I get, you know, too tired of it after 3 days, I'm going to make myself do at least 3 days. Unless it's like the Witchy Wednesday or Fall Friday, you know, one of those that Priscilla and Chelsea does. And then I'm going to start having a focus finish piece. So I'm going to spend a whole week on a focused piece that I feel like I could get finished or get very close to finish. So the one that I'm going to focus on in August, so this is one of my old whips too. This is a 2015 whip, I believe. My Sunflower Snowman. So I worked on this one for Jessie Marie Does Stuff's 5-year anniversary for D and S. I worked on this, so you're kind of seeing a little bit of what I did on the first. But there it was. If you remember, I was done with everything except that tree. So that's what I worked on, is this right here. And like I said, it goes really fast because it's half stitches. So I don't lack very much. I'm just going to have to take this all the way down and finish some trees right here, and then of course the back stitching. And it's not too bad. I have to back stitch the birds, of course, and some of the snowman, and then some of the trees, just to give a little more definition. So I really think that I can get this one knocked out. And let me show you, this is how I'm wanting to finish it. I found this somewhere and printed it out. So I'm going to make it into this wall hanging. So I think that'll look really nice. So that's how I'm going to finish it, if I can figure out how to do that. But that's my finish. This might actually be a fully finished one if I get somebody to help me do that. So those are my 3 things that I'm for sure going to do in August. And then kind of what I'm going to do, I went through, kind of got this idea from Dina Half Stitch something. She had said to kind of separate all my whips by size and then kind of pick through the sizes. So that's what I did. I wrote down my smalls, my almost finishes, so that's on that page, and then all my mediums, what I kind of feel like are medium ones, and then as you can see, my large. So kind of what I'm going to do each week is, you know, 1 week pick from here, and then 1 week, you know, pick from here, and then 1 week pick from there, and then maybe the last week just kind of whatever I feel like, maybe go back to one that maybe is close to finish or just something that I want to work on. So that's kind of how I'm going to do things. And as I'm going to kind of work how they fit into the different sals and stuff, because like Fire Goddess is a large, so she'll be, you know, one of the large ones. And, you know, I'll always be working on one of these to try to get some more finishes done. So that's kind of my plans for that. I said I go back to school. Actually, I went back to school today to work in my room, and they wouldn't let me in my room, so I was kind of annoyed by that. They were still doing the floors, so we couldn't get down the hallway, so I'll be back in my room on Monday, fast and furious, trying to get my room all set up. So I won't have a lot of stitching time after this weekend because school's going to kind of be getting back in session, so I won't have the day, during the day, to stitch like I've been doing. It'll just be the evenings. So we'll see as much progress as I did in July. So that is that. I've got a little bit of haul, not a whole lot. Most of my haul is actually magazines. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and do the giveaway. If you remember, I was giving away, kind of like passing along these two whip. Well, this one was a started whip, and then this was an open one, so I was going to give it away. Only one person asked for these, so Jay Deolden, she's the winner of both of them. Let's give you both of these. So go ahead and let me know your address. I'm Pam Edwards on Stitch Mania, if you can message me there. My email is pamelaedwards1963@gmail.com. And I can put that down under your comment in the previous video. So just let me know and I'll get those out to you. So congratulations on that. So what's left is my haul. Like I said, it's not a whole lot compared to what I have done I've had in the past. And some stuff was actually purchased in June. It just didn't make its way to me till July. So I'll just get this all out of my little bag here. Alrighty. So first off, the best thing is my Seaside Kingdom. So I got the pattern and the bead pack. So I'm anxious to start on this. I don't know what fabric I'm going to use. I had picked out a blue, Picture This Plus, that I liked. But then yesterday I watched Stitching Mommy. Hi, Stitching Mommy. And she had done it. And oh my gosh, you need to go see it. It's gorgeous. She had done it a few years ago and framed it. And she had said, be careful about doing it on blue, because a lot of the castle you can see through it, and then it's going to be blue coming through. So she said, if you don't mind that, that's fine, but to be aware of that. So I think I may end up doing this on just a light fabric. She did hers on white. So I'm going to probably do something similar. I know Coffee Stitcher started his, and that's what he did. He just did his on a neutral. So I'm going to pull the threads and see what fabric. I really wanted to start this summer since it's the beach. So if I can find some fabric, I'm going to start on this. So very pleased to have that. And then I also got the bead pack for Queen Mermaid. Now I've got Queen Mermaid. I've actually been working on her for a year or so, but I never had gotten the beads. So I thought, well, you know, Trisha at 3L Threads actually was selling this, so she was like, first one that, you know, says they want it gets it. So I jumped on that, so I got those. So now I'm kind of anxious to get to her now that I have her beads and everything, work on her again. So I got her beads. Let's see, what else should I show you? I got these at an estate sale. Really cute. 50 cents. You can see, well, it was 50% off day, so I got them for 50 cents. And got all the stuff. So that'll be cute for Easter. I got some needle minders from Mad for Minders. I got a little Peter Rabbit because I've got a Primitive Hairs Beatrix Potter that I'm going to work on. start. And so I've got that for her. Got my Sound of Music that I can put on my Sing-A-Sampler that I'm working on. And I always loved Dark Shadows as a kid. Remember running home from school in the afternoon so I could watch it. So got that to put on my Halloween pieces. And I know some of you may not even know that TV show. I mean, if you weren't a kid in the 70s, you won't know that one, but it was HR Pufnstuf. I loved that as a kid. And then she gave me that cute one as a freebie. So, love those. Anxious to put those on my projects. And then this one, I Heart Cross Stitch, Andrea, is working on this one, and I just loved it. And it's kind of a hard to find one, so I had it as a saved search on eBay, and sure enough they popped up and said there was one, and so I had it on my watch list because she had it, I think she had it for the $13.99, and then just before it ended she dropped it down to $6. So I was like, all right. So I jumped on that and got this one, brand new. So I'm not sure when I'm going to work on this one. I'm going to start it, but I love it. I love how it's got like the chicken wire there down at the bottom. So happy to get that for a really good price. I got my Victorian motto threads. Not going to take those out because everybody's already kind of shown you those. For Stash Unload, I got 2 magazines. Got this one for the cover for the Iris Fairy. And I got this one for the Michael Powell. So, and then I got, don't fall down please. Okay, I got first the Cross Stitch Halloween. Not going to flip through because everybody, I mean, you've seen it, but I was going to just show you a few of the ones that I kind of liked. I like this one. And I kind of like this one. And I really like this one. I'm going to do this one. This one here. The little kitty cat pumpkin. That's just too cute. And one more. This one I thought would be cute to do and have in my classroom at Halloween. I like that. So those were the ones I kind of liked in there. And then I just love this. Oh my gosh. Cross Stitch Birds. I love birds. So this was wonderful. I love this peacock on the front. And I love that. That was actually the one I thought about starting for the World of Cross Stitch Day. It's kind of my special project. Was this bird? Yeah, it's by that Shannon Wasseleaf. I love that. It's just gorgeous. Another one I liked. I like these little birds sitting on the teacups. That's really cute. And then I like these. It has the black work on the flowers, the birds. That was really pretty. So, but I kind of like that flamingo down here. So if you want to see a flip through of this, let me know. I don't think anybody has done one, but if you're interested, let me know, and I'll be happy to do that for you. It's got a lot of really nice patterns in there. I got the punch needle and primitive stitcher. Of course, like I said, there's been flip throughs of this also because it's got, of course, Vana's article. And then I plan to do all 3 of those. Those are just precious. So cute and really quick stitch. So I'm going to do those. Like I said, mostly what I got was just magazines for some reason. And then I went ahead and picked this up. I get this digitally on my Kindle, but it was always kind of hard to see it. And the way my old Kindle worked, it only would keep like the last 12 issues, so then it would go away. Well, I treated myself to a new Kindle, and it keeps all of them, so now that'll be nice. And it was so wonderful. I was going through, downloading them all to my Kindle, and there were so many patterns that were on there that I didn't even realize that. So it was almost like shopping, having all kinds of new stuff. So this is the August issue. The reason I went ahead and bought it is because I really like this sampler on the cover. And I like this sampler. I like the blues. And I like that. So that's why I went ahead and bought a physical copy of that. And then the last thing I bought was The World of Cross Stitching. You know, we don't know which ones these are because they don't tell us. But this is a pretty recent one. This is one that Stitcherisa just did a flip through of, because I remember her talking about the train. So I know she's done a flip through of this. And she showed these. I also really like those. The black work with the flowers. But of course the reason I bought it was for the Emma Congdon bees. I love that. So I think that's everything that I wanted to share. Yeah, we're at 36 minutes, so that's not too bad. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you everybody for subscribing and coming to my channel. I really appreciate you taking time to watch my videos. If you have any questions, you can leave those below. And like I said, I'll try to do one the end of August. We actually start school with kids on August 27th. So that end of the month is going to be pretty crazy. So it may not be right there at the end of the month. It may end up being more like the Labor Day weekend when I have an extra day, when I actually get around to doing a video. So that's kind of what my plans are. So everybody have a great day, and I'll see you at the end of the month. Bye.